everybody, how's it going? This is Eddie with Player 2 Gaming with the third part of our E3 cast series where we're going to be talking about our predictions leading up to E3. Today I have a special guest, the handsomest man in Davis, California, Chris Green.
Hey everybody, what's up? Chris here for Player 2 Gaming. Really happy to be here. I had to talk a little bit about the Xbox and what we think is going to be happening with Microsoft and E3.
Yeah, so so we're going to be covering Microsoft today. You could honestly probably, at the end of this title of this video, watch Eddie jack off Phil Spencer for 20 minutes because I love that man, and I think he's the best thing to happen to Xbox since, like, Xbox. But yeah, so we're just going to be talking about, what we think is going to be coming up in the Microsoft press conference. So to get the obvious out of the way, we're going to be seeing new peripherals, most likely. I mean, we already saw that they're launching the 1 terabyte model at $400, and then the whatever it is, the 500 gig at $350.
Not bad overall, honestly.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I'm glad to see a permanent price cut, and I'm hoping that pressures the PS4 to cut their prices as well, because, I mean, at this point, you're getting a pretty equal console. You know what I mean? The PS4 is not that much more powerful.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that's cool. And then they're doing, like, a new control. I don't know if you saw it, but they did a new controller. It's pretty much just the exact same thing, but they put a 3mm or a 3.5mm jack on the bottom instead of that stupid-ass, like, 3-prong thing they have right now.
Oh, yeah, the really stupid...
Yeah, well, now you can just use whatever headset, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that's probably all we're going to see peripheral-wise. Do you think we're going to see anything 360 related at all? It seems like they've moved past it, but I mean...
Nah, I think, honestly, Microsoft's ready to move on past what the 360 had to offer and are ready to jump into the next gen. Like, I feel like what Microsoft and Sony should be doing, along with, like, a bunch of game devs, they should be starting to move more towards next gen. Because we still see a lot of games going on cross-platform between gens, like with PS3 and Xbox 360, and that hurts the game. So I think everyone should be, at this point, like, ready to jump in.
And just, cut. Well, I mean, and we've seen that keeping 7th gen alive is hurting 8th gen a lot. Like, it's making our games look worse, restrained in a lot of ways. And, yeah, so I'm hoping that they just don't even talk about 360. If they do, I mean, the most we might see is, like, a price cut. You know what I mean? Like, dude, because a lot of game people do that, or game developers, as the, gens transition, like they'll put like a budget, $99 version or whatever, but I mean that's the most. I think they're done with 360 as well. So to state the other obvious, and just for all the viewers, Chris is the only person other than myself that I think likes Halo more than me. So obviously we're gonna be seeing Halo 5 in a big way. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna see a stage demo.
Oh, definitely. I think it's going to be the bread and butter for the show, for the conference, honestly.
I mean, I've been saying they're probably going to open with it, and I that would be a good idea, open with some campaign footage. We saw the other day, and me and Chris freaked out that Blue Team's going to be in the game.
Oh, my God. So excited for Blue Team.
As well as Buck, which is getting me tempted to get an Xbox One. Chris actually has a One. He got it for Halo.
Halo box.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to end up picking it up for Halo as well, because, I mean... God, the fact that Blue Team's going to be in it. And I mean, again, I'm sure a lot of you saw Ashley Player 2's first video where I basically just shat on the Halo 5 beta for 20 minutes. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I play Halo for story.
I play Halo for the campaign. That's how I was raised on it. I love all the lore behind it, the universe. I love the extended universe with the books. That's what I'm playing the game for. The multiplayer is just another nice add-on.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing, like, all these Halo characters from the past and characters that, we've seen, like, I mean, dude, I remember, like, 2 years ago me and talking about how we wanted to see Blue Team in a Halo game.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
it's really funny that it's happening.
Yeah, I know. And they said that actually that the co-op is going to be...
you play as the different members of Blue Team.
Yeah, that's super cool. So no more double chiefs. It's just gonna and then on vice versa when you're on Locke's team, because like apparently it's gonna like switch between them. He has Buck, and then I think he has that female Spartan that was from Halo 4. I forgot her name.
Oh, the lieutenant, I think.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So like those people on his team. So that's gonna be really cool. So we're definitely we're gonna see Halo. Probably a stage demo. So something else that I think is pretty expected is we know that Black Tusk Studios is working on a new Gears.
Yeah. Gears is like all over the place right now. Like that's another big one they're going to be doing.
I don't know if you saw, but they're remastering Well, they said only 3, but like it got, or they said only 1, but it got leaked that they're going to be doing all 3. They're like, you know, the remasters that we've been seeing on consoles for like the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's cool to lead up to Gears 4. But do you think they're probably going to be bringing Gears at all? Like maybe at least like an announcement or something? Because they haven't officially announced. It's just like we know everybody from Epic Games went to the Black Tusk, and they're working on a long-time franchise in Xbox. Like, I wonder what it is.
I feel like since there's so much like about it at this point, it would be pointless to not show anything.
Yeah, and I mean Gears has a big fan base.
Definitely.
Personally, like I was never like huge on Gears. I liked the games and I played it because I already had an Xbox, but like I didn't buy it. You know what I mean? That didn't like factor into the reasoning of buying an Xbox. But
definitely a nice exclusive though. I enjoy the Gears of War series. I can't say trilogy because there's still the prequel that I never really got my hands on. Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. I played like halfway through it, and I don't like Baird, so I wasn't that into the game, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, so we're probably gonna be seeing Gears. The third one that I'd say is probably pretty obvious that we're gonna be seeing is the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which they said is supposed to be coming out the end of this year, but we haven't seen any gameplay for it yet.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen anything for it, other than just a trailer,
so they've got to be doing a stage demo. I mean, if anything, a gameplay trailer, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did a stage demo because even though it's just a timed exclusive, that is a big exclusive for Xbox. So yeah,
is it gonna stay exclusive on Xbox for long? That's what I want to know.
Well, so. There's only rumors. It's known that it's going to be a timed exclusive, so it is coming to PS4 and PC. The rumor that came out was that it's going to have a 6-month exclusivity on Xbox One, and then move on to the PS4 and PC. The thing is like, okay, if I happen to have a 1 at the time of that game coming out, I'd obviously get it on there because it's earlier, and it's going to perform better on the Xbox One, especially if, you know, Microsoft is pumping money into it. That being said, like, this timed exclusive thing isn't going to get people to move consoles at all because
not at all.
Like, I don't mind waiting 6 months for Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? Like, if
I just feel like Tomb Raider isn't so established enough. Like, the first one was great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I loved playing every second of it. But I don't think that the new one would make people jump to like, oh, I have to get this console to play it earlier. I think people would be more than okay with waiting for it.
It's not an established franchise of 7th gen because it came out too late. So, like, I mean, if it was something, I agree with you, like something like Mass Effect or something, people would do it. They're like, oh shit, you know, I played all 3 of these. But like, yeah, Tomb Raider was like, oh, that was a cool game that I played at the very end of 7th gen. But there's not enough of an established fan base other than people who, you know, played back in the day on PS1. But then again, a lot of those people I heard didn't really like the new Tomb Raider, anyways. So, but I mean, we're gonna see a stage demo. So, moving on from the obvious, you know, those 3 games, and probably Minecraft because Microsoft, you know, owns Mojang. We've been seeing a lot from Microsoft executives and whatnot that they want to bring back a lot of old games. They're trying to bring Microsoft and the Xbox back to where it was, you know, in 2002.
See, that's what I think is interesting because with Microsoft and the Xbox, like, there's not a lot to pull from there, though. The Xbox original has like one of the shallowest game pools of any well-selling console. I mean, so I'm really curious as to like what they would really pull from.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like I told you that was my console of choice 6th gen because I really liked a lot of the third-party support. And I mean, other than your Halo, there were a few, like you had Blinx the Time Sweeper, Phantom Dust was really good on that, which that actually the reboot for that got canceled. But we've seen a few from E3 last year, a few games that they're going to be bringing, I should say, like Crackdown, which I'm like, okay, Crackdown.
Okay.
But then cool. One that's actually really cool, Scalebound from the director who made Pikmin. I think it was not Pikmin, Bayonetta. The director of Bayonetta 2, Wonderful 101, which I guess was some Wii U game. Anyways, that
has really good potential then.
Yeah, Scalebound. They showed the trailer for it last year. Was that one with the guy riding the dragon?
Yeah.
So like that had me engaged. But the thing is especially Phil Spencer, who has actually acknowledged the fact that he didn't like the direction the Xbox One was going at launch. You know, like the entertainment crap. He's trying to bring it back to being game centric. So the biggest potential I'd say is the fact that Microsoft owns Rare.
Rare.
Yeah, And I mean, in the past, we've seen it only, they've used that to make shovelware, to make Kinect games and all that stupid crap like Dance Central or whatever. But, I mean, last year we saw Phil Spencer and I think somebody else wearing the Battletoads shirt. And they put Battletoads in the Xbox One version of Shovel Knight. So my question is, what Rare franchises are going to be coming back, or what is Rare going to be working on? Like, are they planning a Battletoads, revival?
Battletoads would definitely be really, really cool. I'm sure everyone at this point would be like, oh, they need to make Banjo 3E an actual thing, because Nuts and Bolts clearly wasn't what everyone wanted.
No, that wasn't.
Also, I feel like that they just really got slapped in the face with Yooka-Laylee hitting its Kickstarter goal in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's the biggest. That's the biggest Kickstarter of all time. And for people who don't know, Yooka-Laylee, the original developers of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie broke off, obviously, from Rare after the purchase, and they're going to be making their own, basically, spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, Yooka-Laylee, which, like, they're not even high. It is Banjo-Kazooie.
Literally, they're making a new Banjo-Kazooie, and they've been very actually open and vocal about their distaste and, like, how upset they are with Microsoft and how they treated the franchise.
Yeah, well, how they treated Rare in general, like we had we had Nuts and Bolts, which was fucking garbage, and then we had Dance Central. They put Conquer in Project Spark, which is like, okay, why aren't we getting a new Conquer? And they're even like admitting the fact that we're not getting a new Conquer game through the stupid trailers and stuff. Conquer being like, hey, where's my game? Like they're slapping everybody in the face.
It's just all a big tease with no reward, and it's no one wants to be left with blue balls here. Come on.
That being said, especially Phil Spencer, who's the head of Xbox right now, has been expressing interest in wanting to bring those Rare franchises back, not back to the Xbox, but back to the gaming scene, because we know that was Nintendo 64 stuff. But we have to keep in mind how many games Rare had. They had Banjo-Kazooie and they had Conquer, which I'd love to see a new Conquer, like a full, Bad Fur Day 2 or something, like a full-fledged Conquer game, not this Project Spark thing. But they also had
GoldenEye.
They had GoldenEye.
Two of the bigger ones that they can't really get back are Donkey Kong and Star Fox.
Yeah, those are tied in with Nintendo, which makes me mad, especially because, like I told you, DK64 is arguably one of my favorite 64 games. It's like, yeah, that sucks. But a big one that I think everybody's been forgetting is Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark was a Rare game.
True. Perfect Dark was great. Perfect Dark Zero was shaky. It wasn't horrible, honestly, in my opinion. I remember it was actually one of the first few Xbox 360 games we had. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember there being too much of a problem with it. It was actually an okay game, but I don't think it was. I feel like it could have been more. It could have been better. They could have done a lot.
It didn't live up to the hype or the expectations that Perfect Dark set up. The first Perfect Dark game, but we know that a lot of the Xbox community is established shooter fans.
True.
And I think that Perfect Dark could be a new and kind of unique shooter to bring to the Xbox One and bring back a lot of gamers who have kind of distanced themselves from the Xbox or just kind of have sat at Nintendo. When this conversation we're having, and we're talking about the different games that because Spencer had announced that 80% of the conference is going to be dedicated to first parties. So we know that they're going to be bringing out a lot of guns. That being said, I think all of this is turning back, all this conversation we're having is turning back to the fact that Xbox really needs to prove to people that they're about the games, which is something they haven't done in the last 2 years. You own a One, right? And the only game you have is what? Did you get anything other than Master Chief?
Nope, I only have the Master Chief Collection for it. There's just nothing else I feel compelled to get at this point.
If I was to own a One, which I told you, if everything we just said right now happens, then I'm probably going to get a One. Because, I'm kind of pissed off at the PS4 and the lack of there's more first parties on the One right now than there is on the PS4 that interests me. I don't care about Bloodborne. Sorry, Jordan. I liked Infamous. It was cool. That's not really the kind of game I would buy a system for. But, I love Halo. I think Sunset Overdrive looks cool. It's not going to get me to buy a console. And now recently, as I've been getting more into fighters, I really want to try out Killer Instinct. So they already have a lot of games. Now, if they were to bring back, these classic franchises that have been gone for so long, forget about it. You know what I mean?
I feel like Sony is getting too relaxed and too confident with what they're doing, and they're not taking into consideration Microsoft making big moves, which Microsoft needs to do and are willing to do.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I mean, I remember talking to, I think it was you and Jordan, and I might have been talking to somebody else too, about how at the beginning of this generation, I thought that it was going to be a revival of like the Nintendo and Sega console war. That, they're going to be going all out. And so far, it's been like PS4 just smoking the Xbox One. But we're only 2 years in out of what's probably going to be at least a decade-long console cycle. Like, console cycles grow as each iteration comes. And the game is not even, the battle's not even won yet. Like, the PS4 had a good head start, but the Xbox One, especially now that they took out the Kinect and are doing the DirectX 12 or whatever, and Windows 10 and all these hardware capabilities, honestly, dude, the differences are like negligible. And there's some games that Microsoft has been pumping money into that actually look better on the One, like Witcher 3.
Yeah, because they're trying to take more care of their games because they realize where they've been falling short and are trying to rectify that, which is very good.
Yeah. No, I'm like happy to see them not comfortable, because that's forcing them to step up and put out things that we want to see. Because I love the Xbox name. I loved the original Xbox. I loved the 360. I mean, God, my 360. I have tons of 360 games, and I want to love the One. I would love to have another Xbox console that I love. But I mean, so far they haven't shown it to me. But should they bring back these rare? Like, I think their biggest thing could be Rare. Personally,
yeah, they have, because the problem for Xbox is literally the only thing they have to pull really with nostalgia is Halo. For the most part, they don't have Sony's millions of mascots and Nintendo's just classics. So they really need to start like working with what they have on hand.
Yeah, they need to build up the first party lineup. Like, have the thing. I guess I remember I had a conversation with somebody a long time ago when it was Microsoft Nintendo has a big enough roster of first parties to be able to fill up an entire game of them fighting each other in Smash. And last year, or not last year, but like a couple years ago, when All Stars came out, Sony showed that they have enough mascots to be able to fill up a game. Like, Microsoft doesn't have that. So Microsoft was to make Xbox Smash, it would be Master Chief versus Marcus Phoenix, versus like Blinks. And, you know what I mean? But it's interesting. If it's to be that in this generation, the PlayStation 4 is the third-party machine and the Xbox One becomes the first-party machine. That would be really interesting.
It's an interesting switch.
So, I mean, to be honest, that's all I can really think of in terms of what I think Microsoft should do and what I expect them to do. It's gonna be a big time of them appealing to gamers. It's basically what we should be expecting on Monday. Appeal to the gamers and show them like, hey, we screwed up, but Don Matrix gone, and it's just us, you know what I mean, trying to bring back why you came to Xbox in the first place, which was the best place to play games. I'm hopeful. This is even more than Bethesda, actually, surprisingly. This is personally my most anticipated conference, because this could literally sell me an Xbox One. Like, I told you, and I'm going to stick to it. If they announce any Rare franchises coming back, like in a classic Rare, not like Perfect Dark, Championship Edition or something, like if it's actually like an established Rare game, I will buy an Xbox One within like 3 weeks of that conference. Like, it's happening, because I care about that. That'll get me to buy a console. Plus Halo 4 or Halo 5, which already is like super tempting.
I'm just hoping that Microsoft makes me stop calling my Xbox Halo box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important for me.
What I want is to be able to have, like, here's my PS4 library, and okay, here's my third-party library mixed with Xbox and maybe some PS4. But then, like, I want to have an Xbox library that's like, look, like, I have all these great franchises.
Yeah, I have these games, and it made me happy to have this console.
Look back, to be able to, in 20 years' time, look back at the Xbox One and say, man, like, I remember that awesome game, or I remember Sunset Overdrive, how fun that game was, or the series was, or I remember Scalebound. Instead of like now, oh man, what was your favorite 360 game? Halo 3 or Gears of War 3. You know what I mean? Forza, like
Forza.
Yeah. But anyways, Monday at 9, I think 9 a.m.
Too early.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna power through. Is when they're gonna be doing the conference. Everybody on Player 2 should be expecting us to be doing a post coverage reaction. You know what I mean?
Definitely gonna have thoughts and reactions and everything like thrown into another video.
What we think about what's gonna be bringing the future of Xbox after Monday. This is gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see what they bring, but.
It's really funny. This whole time we've been talking, my Xbox One is actually right next to me. I took it out of my closet because I've been packing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just chilling.
Now, note that is not plugged into your TV.
No, literally, it was in my closet collecting dust.
Oh my god! Yeah.
The last time I hooked it up was because my girlfriend wanted to play Halo one day, and that's what we did.
Yeah, yeah. What else do you play on Xbox right now?
Literally, what else do you do?
All right. Well, be expecting a few more videos leading up to E3 this weekend. We still have to cover Nintendo and.
Ooh, so excited for Nintendo! So excited for Nintendo! I'm all over it.
We still have to cover Nintendo and the rest of the third-party lineups. Square, some of that. Like honestly, I'm giving those to other guys because I don't know what the hell's happening with that. But until next time, everybody, keep it locked to Player 2. Look for more of our E3 podcasts leading up to the conference and after the conference when we're going to be giving our Spurgy reactions. So until then, guys, take care.
See ya.